Now, after building a PC that cost me over 3 grand, I kinda wanted to flip the whole script. So I challenged myself, what if I could build the cheapest gaming PC possible? Like digging through recyclable parts.
Oh my god, guys.
Grabbing old components online, and just see how far I can push a budget build. And I'm talking about real shooters like AAA titles, I'm talking about Apex, Battlefield, Dota, and even Cyberpunk. And I know this isn't going to be easy. So in this video, we are putting the most affordable gaming PC I can get my hands on. Let's get it.
Now we are finding our way to get parts. It's going to be at least less than $200. Come on!
Hunting down the parts for the PC was the most exhausting part of the whole journey. Nobody wanted to hand out anything for free, which, fair enough, security and all that. And actually trying to find cheap parts was almost impossible.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm looking for PC parts.
No, we don't have anything like that.
Anything that you throw away maybe that
No.
could be...
No. Sorry.
Thank you anyway.
Thank you.
I even caught myself looking at components way outside my budget. So at this point, I just went back to my home, reset my brain, and started scrolling online to see if I could find something that was more realistic. So first things first, you have to find the actual part that makes sense for a cheap build. And then we are talking about CPU, GPU, RAM, NVMe or SSD, a motherboard, power supply, a case, and of course a Windows key. Now when it comes down to Windows key, there are a bunch of ways to get one, but instead of spending hundreds of dollars on the official Microsoft store, that is where the sponsor of today's video actually comes in, Keysfan. Keysfan basically sells Windows keys for way less. All you just have to do is head over to keysfans.com and you'll see tons of keys from Windows 10, Windows 11, Office, whatever you prefer. Now all you want to do right now is just use my code Orange50 for Windows or Orange62 for Microsoft Office, and you will get up to 60% off. Plus you're literally downloading everything straight from Microsoft's site, so you're pretty much good. Now Keysfans have also partnered with a lot of brands and so many people out there really like their service. So of course, you have to always do a research before you buy something, but this will totally save you a ton of cash. So don't forget, use Orange50 or Orange62 at the checkout and enjoy your new PC.
One eternity later.
Alright, so here we are, finally home, and you can see we have most of the things that I feel is gonna help me build this PC, and I'm super excited to show you guys when this thing is actually done. But first we need to clean some of these. As you can see, these are dirt, and I found some of these things on the most embarrassing places ever. Now this is the Dual RX 5080 and this is gonna be fun. Next on the line is this PSU, the CX500. I don't even know if this works, but this is gonna be nice. And as for the motherboard, I actually got this and I'm super happy that I didn't need to pay. Yes, it was super hard to find. One thing though, I'm super skeptical about some of the parts right here. And I do have a hard drive right here and a solid state drive, a DVD player right here.
Now all the parts are finally here. The only thing I needed to do was to clean them up and start the assemble.
Right here is the compressor that I'm going to use to blow out some air, and as you can see, the PC is not looking good at all, and I'll show you guys what I mean. Look at that. Look at that. All the spider webs, every single thing. Oh my. So when I got the motherboard and the fan, I didn't really know the CPU inside. So I think the best thing to do is actually to open this up to see what we are working with. Let's go. I just need to loosen the screws right here and also right there. Let's see if we can loosen this up.
Alright, so the motherboard is the MSI Z97 Gaming 5. Yes, I actually got it for free and it actually came with a CPU and a fan already slapped on. I couldn't find a name for the CPU at first, but
I still don't know what CPU that is though, but like
I had to open to see for myself.
One thing for sure is that we still have paste that is functional. So I don't think I need to put more paste on these because it looks good. We do know that there is a CPU, but we don't know what CPU this is. So we're just gonna continue the build.
Putting everything back now, honestly, I kind of love it. Yes, it might be tough sometimes, but there's just something cool about working with older MSI boards. They've got this little personality to them, but even though this one looked a little bit sauce, like it's been bombed here and there and came back from the dead, I was kind of feeling a little bit hyped.
Alright, so after I used some air pressure to clean everything right here, I noticed that I didn't have any RAM sticks, as you can see. So I need to call my friend so I could make this build actually happen, because at this point I'm so close and I don't want any single thing to make this build not work. I'm gonna call my friend right now.
Transport on its way.
A few moments later.
Hello? Yeah. You here? Great, thank you. Yes, finally, I got some RAM. Here you go, this is what I got. Now, this is the DDR3 HyperX from Kingston. This is one of the best I could actually get at the moment, and I even got 4 of them. So yeah, I'm just gonna insert all of these on my slot and let's keep the build going. Now, the fact that I literally got some of these parts for free is just amazing. Like, RAM sticks for free, DDR3, I don't know, bro, that is super awesome. I was actually thinking of getting like DDR4s, but hey, have you seen the price for RAM right now? That is unbelievable. There we go. Now, when it comes to these sticks, you need to press them super hard till you hear the click, because that is so important. And press until you actually feel that they are super solid.
After popping in the NVMe, it's finally time to build this thing. I grabbed the case for $10, yes, $10, and slapped in the MSI motherboard, and we are officially in business.
So for the PSU, I do have the CX500. So perfect. That's how it's gonna look like. Tell me this isn't looking great. For under $200, this is looking super nice. Okay, so when cable managing, I noticed that I do have a small problem right there. You guys can see that. So this is totally blocking everything. So I think I might need to take this off. Screwing this off again. When I was installing the CPU again, I mistakenly put this in the wrong way. So now I think this is better. So I'm just gonna screw this back on and continue with the build.
At some point in the build, I thought I could skip some steps, but now it's kind of creeping up to me. But then I decided to do it again and do it right.
So if there's one thing I really found super hard, was actually knowing where things should be, because I don't know, the motherboard for me was just a little bit weird. But now I need to do the placement of the GPU and then we continue the build. Let's go. Demo test. So we're gonna try this out to see if the PC actually works. This is one of the most craziest monitor I've ever seen. Oh no, no HDMI, bro. Okay, for the moment of truth, I've been waiting for this for so long, and I don't know if you guys understand how happy I would be if this actually works. So, you know what? Let's just start this and see if it actually turns on. Let's go, baby. It looks like it's actually working. Oh yeah, baby, let's go. This is just gonna be one of those experiences where we take a PC that was literally dead and bringing it back to life is some type of experience, bro. As you can see, I do have a couple of things on my screen, but first of all, I think we need to try 3D Mark to test out the GPU. And then after, we're gonna play a couple of games like Battlefield 6, we're gonna play Cyberpunk. I don't believe that it's gonna work, but I still feel like it's worth the try. Since this is an old PC, I don't really care about what really happens to it. Now we're gonna try testing out the GPU and the CPU. I don't know if this is gonna be the best, but like the i7 is super solid. At the moment, we're getting a steady 10 frames per second, which isn't bad. So the score was okay. You can see the graph, it wasn't steady. I did have a 9.97 FPS. At the current rate, we are rocking a 250 FPS, which is unbelievable at the moment. For the second test, we have a FPS of 200. It fluctuates according to the scenes, but like we are steady at 300. And as for now, we have the CPU test. Let's see how this works. Now this is really good. For a graphics card of this caliber, it's so nice. You can play modern games, but you can play them on a low settings. Look at high-end games in 2023. Check this out. Intel Core i9 12900K processor. That is insane. So now after the test, I am super excited. It's just time to start playing games. If we're gonna be honest, this has to be one of the worst things I've ever done before. I don't even know why I'm trying to download Cyberpunk, but hey.
So I took this budget build into the gaming world and I kicked things off by playing Dota. And honestly, this PC handled everything like a champ. I cranked all the settings to high, and to be honest, it kind of shocked me. I mean, the gameplay was so smooth, the only thing that was literally holding me back was my monitor, not even the GPU. And then I jumped into Apex and I'm totally a rookie in that game, but hey man, the movement, the shooting, the whole flow of Apex, it kind of hits different.
Most things right here are on high, and as you can see, all my graphics mostly on high. And this is only to see how this would work on Apex.
And yes, I started spotting some jitters here and there, nothing that crazy, but you definitely feel it in the fast-paced fights. Overall, I do think that this system handles medium to medium-low settings pretty comfortable if you actually tweak it right. And then the final boss, Cyberpunk. Probably the worst idea for a PC from 2013, but I really had to try. The moment I loaded in, the PC started fighting for its life. Now when it comes down to playing Cyberpunk, the best we can actually do is by staying at the lowest at all costs, or else I don't even think we're going to be able to play the game. So ray tracing is off, everything is on low settings. Cyberpunk is playable, but at the same time, you're gonna play it at the lowest settings. I dropped everything to the lowest possible settings, and surprisingly, it kind of became playable, but it definitely felt like the PC was preparing to explode. Now, if you actually ask me, I would say that this build can run most games out there. AAA titles, sure. As long as you're willing to go at the lowest settings, then it's pretty much good. And honestly, who would have even thought that grabbing an old PC for under $200 would actually take me this far? Sometimes it's not all about owning your dream PC, it's actually about being creative with what you have and then have fun with your build.
And in this channel, I will be creating similar videos to something like this where I find old PC parts to actually repair. So if you like this type of content, do not forget to follow, subscribe, and just be here. Alright? So see you guys next week. I'm tired. Peace.